So yeah, we're talking about another racial issue that we have here in America. Obviously, we live in a society that stuff like this tends to happen. And it's sad for the simple fact that it continues to happen. You have people that have these mentalities. Obviously, we all have our freedom of speech. We all have our freedom of thought. But when you include the way that this viral society is, digital world, you have all this media, plenty of ways for that type of sentence, a word, or whatever you're speaking can get spread out so fast. It kind of comes with a different responsibility, as you guys were alluding to. You gotta be aware of what you're saying, because it not only impacts that moment, but it can impact future moments. If you look at the situation now, I mean, obviously it was a horrible thing for them to kind of come out and say things like that about, African Americans in their actual fraternity. And I saw an article today about Black Greeks, just kind of thinking, well, they're not as mad at that situation just because, for the simple fact that we have Black fraternities, is because we went away from what those type of organizations have kind of had as their stronghold. We're an organization that's kind of built ourselves. We kind of made ourselves an equal. We have our own establishment, but we also, we reach back into the community. We don't have any type of bigots or, racial type of discriminatories from all other races to join our fraternity. Anybody's welcome. We form a brotherhood. It's like a family. And that's one thing that you can kind of look at is say, let's look at the situation. Obviously, things like this happen. Media kind of makes it a little bit worse. But for you just got to figure out a way to stand above it. And especially as an athlete, I feel like for the guy who, decommitted from Oklahoma, as an athlete, I probably wouldn't have done that, simply for the fact of I'm not looking at that situation and saying, well, just because they don't want me in the fraternity, that means that organization or that university doesn't want me to come down there either. They're just kind of using me. No, I'm looking at that situation as like, okay, well, I'm gonna go down there and I'm gonna show them the type of person I am. I'm gonna go out here and get my degree. I'm gonna go out here and make these best football plays that I can. And I'm gonna make a big name for myself so that I can be looked at as somebody that's actually doing something of value, and I can give back to my community. And I can just ignore all the bigot, all the racial slurs, all the discriminatories around me, and just try to stand above it. And for me, that's why I feel like as an athlete, don't let the situation that is occurring detract you from your goal. If you want to go to Oklahoma and that's your big school that you always kind of looked at, don't let all this other stuff around you kind of reflect or keep you away from where you want to be. Take it as a situation. Obviously, there's going to be some things where you're going to have your mind focused, keep your blinders on so you can't have all this other stuff distracting you. But at the same time, if you have your goal set in place, you just got to go after it and keep that in mind as you're at that university, as you're out there playing, that you're making a name for yourself, not only for just your name, but for your family, for the future generations to come, and just trying to stand above that situation. Obviously, there's a lot of bad stuff that happens in this world today, and it's going to continue to happen, unfortunately, just because that's the way society seems to be. The unfortunate situation is that, a lot of this stuff probably happens without the media attention, and you don't even know if Alabama's the same way or Florida's the same way. So the bad situation is that, with the media, it explodes. You look at the Ray Rice situation. You look at the Adrian Peterson situation. Just because of the video, just because of the pictures, it caused immediate reaction. It caused a suspension from Adrian Peterson and Ray Rice from the league. As you saw with SAE, the same thing happened from the university. They had to come down and make a decision. But I'm saying is that this type of stuff is happening all around us. You may not see it all the time just because there isn't video cameras there, but be aware. This is our situation that we're in. We got to figure out a way to stand above it. Kind of think about it as yourself. What are you doing internally to kind of keep yourself above the light? And that's the way I'm going to leave it. As an athlete, that's the way I'm thinking. So I'm going to take it back to you guys.